And call the meeting to order today. I would like to all start off by standing. And we'll start with the prayer. Lord, give us the wisdom to handle today's business in a way that is best suited for our constituents and the people that we serve. We ask you to please give us wisdom in making these decisions, and we ask that you please offer a veil of protection over all of our county employees, especially our first responders. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. All right, we will start next with any public input. Has anybody signed up for public input today? Okay, no public input. Next, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the agenda contents.
So moved, Mr. Chairman. Second.
All in favor? Okay. Next, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of our June 24th, 2025 meeting.
So moved. Second.
Any opposed? All in favor? Okay. Next, we'll move on to new business. I'm going to call up Sandy Davis to give us the Myrtle Beach Regional Economic Development update. Thank you.
So our quarter two update for 2025, so far we have seen an increase in our area as far as leads. The MBRDC had 26 new leads this time last year in 2024, and as of right now we are at 75 leads as of today. So you can see a big increase in 2025. That tends to happen a lot during an election year. We're slower, and then once the election passes, we seem to pick up. I will say that we have not seen the increase yet in visits, people coming to the area, so mostly they have been wanting us to send them videos, to FaceTime. South Carolina Department of Commerce has also been seeing pretty much the same. So we met with them last week, and they showed us this new thing that they have. It's called Vision SC. South Carolina is the first to start promoting this, and it's where you use the goggles and you can see everywhere. So we would get to put the information we want on the goggles, send it to them, and then while we wear a headset, they would wear a headset and be able to explore the areas that we think they would be a good fit for. So we are hoping to be able to move forward on that. Department of Commerce is going to have some grants available to be able to do this, and NISA is also trying to help all of their counties to be able to get this. Those headsets are actually $4,000 each, and just to sign up for the program is $15,000. So we will be working to try to do that. We do have close to 220 leads open. We're a little over that number, but I do think we've seen an increase due to having available product as well. So we have the spec building at Ascot Valley, and it is a little over 100,000 square feet and expandable to 153,000 square feet. We have 3 projects currently looking, 1 existing company and 2 from out of our area. In addition to that, we have the spec building at Palmetto Coast Industrial Park, where we located Amazon and Pepsi. It is owned by a private developer, but we are promoting it. It has been a huge asset for us. The 3rd building that they have just completed on the exterior is going to be a multi-tenant building instead of a single tenant like we did with Pepsi and Amazon. That building is 178,000 square feet, and we are currently working with 7 different companies to open operations in that facility. Most of them are existing industries that we're looking, and then 2 new businesses from outside the area, so we will keep you all posted on that. We are working 44 projects. Projects are people who have actually visited, completed their project profile sheet, have an open incentive summary to negotiate with us, tell us what they're looking for. We had 1 visit 2 weeks ago. Johnny met with them, and we showed them our area. They are very interested, and we are currently negotiating a few things with them. Our marketing missions and trade shows, I do want to add that the lead numbers are probably also up because we were able to add 2 employees last year. They started 1 in October, 1 in November. So we have been able to do more marketing missions and trade shows. So for the rest of the year, we already have planned a late August marketing mission to a place to be decided by NISA. Zach and I will attend the Fab Tech show in Chicago. We have a Toronto marketing mission planned in September, Minneapolis and St. Paul area in October. Also, we have the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show to promote Boat Sport Marine Park in October, and we have a site selector mission in November. That's where we go out and meet with the site selectors who are currently looking to find homes for the companies, so it's better than just meeting with one company at a time. So we look forward to doing that. Last week when we met in Columbia with South Carolina Department of Commerce, we actually met with 15 of their staff, the biggest group they said that they've ever had for a economic developers, a single county economic developers meeting. So we were able to introduce our 2 new project managers and meet about 4 of their new project managers. Very interested in our spec buildings, our parks that we have, what we still have available, what our target industries are, and we have already received 2 leads from them since we visited last Tuesday. So that was really helpful. Also PGA. I know we saw many of you there. It was May 8th through 11th. It was a huge success for us. We were offered a discount, and also NISA helped us pay for that. So we were able to bring in site selectors, projects, South Carolina Department of Commerce, and a couple of companies. Due to networking with those site selectors, we have received over 4 leads already and 2 projects from that. And we have our annual meeting speakers from those site selectors for our next 2 years. So that's a huge savings for us at the EDC. Our Prospect and Product Development Committee met last week, and we are still searching for land along Highway 378. We have a few parcels that we're looking at now, getting closer to locating an industrial park that would have natural gas, since that is slowly moving forward. We'll bring that back to this committee once we have more information. And we held our industry awareness graduation for the 3rd class last month. And those classes visit more than 50 businesses in an 8-month period and help us share the word about how many industries we do have in Horry County, because a lot of people are unfamiliar just because of they're smaller in size than a Boeing or a Honda. But we are excited that we have received the applicants for the 4th class. We are letting them know now who will be in the class. Unfortunately, we can't take every one of the applicants, but we do take 20 to 22 each year. So far, we have graduated 65 leaders in Horry County, helping to share the story of industry in Horry County. For 2025, we have visited more than 140 of our existing industries in Horry County, letting them know that we are a free service here for them to help with workforce, any expansion issues, tariffs, anything we are currently working on from A to Z, whatever their problems are, if it's child care, anything, we help them to solve their problems, and that is what the county has tasked us with, so we continue to do that. Governor McMaster visited Glendenning Products in Conway last month to learn more about their manufacturing facility. He expressed his appreciation to the company for trusting both South Carolina and Horry County for their home. The company was very pleased to have someone come in from the state and excited to see that someone shares in small business love in our county. We have an existing industry committee meeting tomorrow to hear from the businesses on what ways we can assist them that they feel is best for 2025 and 2026. So we will share more after that meeting in our next quarterly update.
Anybody have any questions?
That was excellent.
Thank you.
Everybody looked at Dennis when she said PGA.
I don't know why. They forgot that Tyler's not sitting here. All right. Next, we will have our financial update for June 2025 from Jamie.
Good afternoon. So today we're going to look at financials for month ending June 30th, the last month of fiscal year 2025. Looking at revenues across all funds, we're at $416 million. Almost 70% of those revenues are coming from the general fund. Looking at expenditures across all funds, we're at $331.6 million, with 71% of the expenditures in the general fund. Taking a closer look at general fund revenues. As of the end of June, all but 4 of our revenue categories have performed above budget for the year. Looking at general fund expenditures, all categories performed well this year and came in below budget. Looking at special revenue funds, the fire fund, road maintenance fund, and beach renourishment fund all performed as expected for the year. with revenues coming in higher than anticipated and expenditures remaining below budget. The fire fund has a net change in fund balance of $3.5 million. Road maintenance fund has a net change in fund balance of $3.9 million. And beach renourishment fund has a net change in fund balance of $2.2 million. Continuing with special revenue funds, stormwater fund, recreation fund, and waste management recycling fund. Again, all performed as expected for the year with higher than anticipated revenues and expenditures coming in below budget. Stormwater fund has a net change in fund balance of $4.4 million. Recreation fund has a net decrease in fund balance of $326,000. And waste management recycling fund has a net change in fund balance of $6.5 million.
Is recreation operating in red?
Yes, this is just for this year. We used fund balance as part of their budget for their recreation. We will mention that we are still making entries, and we'll bring you a more accurate financial update at fall retreat.
Thank you. I guess let's move right into administrator contingency.
Again, it remains unchanged.
Okay, thank you.
Stay.
All right, Ms. Todd, I guess we'll go into the GFOA recognition for Outstanding Public Service Professional of the Year.
Yes, would just like to take a moment to recognize Miss Jamie Norman. Come over here. She was recently selected as one of Government Finance Officers Association's Outstanding Public Service Professional of the Year. That's a mouthful. She is one of only 50 recipients in the nation and the first and only recipient ever from South Carolina.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you both for your service to this county. Would you like to say anything?
I am very honored by this award. She did this because she knows that I do not like this kind of thing.
You're not gonna
I am
run
just
this.
blessed to be able to work with all you amazing people who make me look good every day. So, thank you all.
Thank you.
Don't forget those thoughts.
Yeah, 'cause you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say. We
I
should
know.
do this at the big meeting.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's right, actually. So,
I move that we
will do
put this,
whatever you want me to do.
I move that we put this on the big agenda.
anybody
Make
second
that
that?
We'll do a resolution in full council.
I agree. All in favor, I guess, is aye.
Aye.
Across the board. All right, be prepared.
She's next.
We'll let
Yeah.
Shannon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Good practice then.
Yes.
All right, we will move into actions pertaining to the fiscal budget. The first one will be an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2026 budget ordinance number 39-2025, section 1, so as to recognize various additional revenue and expenditures. Ms. Norman.
So this ordinance, like I said, will amend the FY26 budget. It will add 4 positions to the Behavioral Services Department from excess ARPA revenue. It will add 3 positions to the library using additional state aid. We will add 2 projects to the capital plan, which are the Merle's Inlet dredging and Windy Hill EMS station. And then Solid Waste Authority has increased the disposal fee for tires based on state law, and we're adjusting our ordinance to reflect that fee increase. So we appreciate your consideration.
All right, thank you. Entertain a motion to
So
approve.
moved.
All in favor? Okay, ayes have it. All right, moving right along, resolution authorizing Horry County Fire Rescue to submit and accept, if awarded, the 2024 FEMA Fire Prevention and Safety Grant in the amount of $315,347.42. Ms. Beth Tranter.
Thank you so much. On behalf of Chief Tanner, I'm here today to request permission to submit this grant and accept if awarded. The Fire Prevention and Safety Grant comes from FEMA. It's the one through which we received the educational trailer that many of you have seen. This grant would actually provide part-time personnel to staff fire safety events. It would also provide 2,700 smoke alarms that can be installed in residents' homes, and that has a 10-year life cycle, along with 900 10-year combination smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors, and 40 smoke alarms for the hearing impaired. And employment will focus on mobile homes and low-income homeowners age 65 and above. The grant will also pay for some educational materials that can be distributed. And we will produce an educational guidebook with this as well. So we appreciate your consideration of this resolution.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, entertain a motion to approve. All in favor? Ayes have it. All right, Beth, moving to a resolution to approve Horry County's application to the South Carolina Opioid Recovery Fund Board's Guaranteed Political Subdivision Subfund and to accept the grant if awarded and to appropriate opioid settlement funds for the hiring of 2 additional harm reduction team members for Horry County Fire and Rescue.
Thank you so much. Again, on behalf of Chief Tanner, I am here to request 2 additional positions for our harm reduction team. You'll recall it was first established in 2023 with SCORE funding, that initial tranche. And then we added 2 people very quickly, bringing the team to 4. And those folks have been following up on overdose calls, suspected overdose calls, et cetera, meeting with families, often more than once. And in the first full year of operation, more than 2,200 individuals were contacted. Some of those resulted in entire families seeking treatment. And so that's a real win for our county. We are finding now that as this program grows, more people know about it, more educational events are going on in hospitals, et cetera. So people know of these resources. They're having a hard time keeping up with the volume. And so the 2 positions we're requesting is an additional specialist and a team leader to handle some of the administrative work that goes along with this, some of the scheduling, and that individual will also do calls as well, so they can add to our overall capacity. The total amount of the application is $180,194.15. If that amount looks low, it's because we have a certain amount of carryover and we're adding some interest to that per SCORE guidelines to bring that total cost down.
Thank you. Any questions for Beth?
Just a comment, those people are saving lives. We need to do everything we can do to help that program.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Ayes have it. All right. Lost my place for a second. All right, a resolution to adopt the Horry County Home Consortium Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report for fiscal year 2024-2025.
Thank you. The paper is the report of achievements from our HUD programs, our HUD entitlement programs, and the draft paper notice will be published in local newspapers following this meeting and be made available on the county's website for the public to review. So this is one of those resolutions where we would ask for admin's approval, and then it would go to full council after that public input period on September 2nd. 3 public hearings will be held the week of August 18th. Some of the highlights is that, first of all, we spent just over $1 million for our homeowner rehabilitation program. 22 rehabs were completed and 8 home rehabilitations are in progress, so that's 30 homes that were brought up to standard. Also, for public services, the United Ways Thrive program, which provides services for people coming out of J. Reuben Long who need assistance with housing, jobs, job skills, et cetera, that served 199 people. ECHO's eviction mitigation program assisted 102 people. Helping Hand with rent and utility assistance, 109 people. Neighbor to Neighbor that provides health transportation and pantry rides, assisted 64 people. We also incurred some costs for Race Path Phase 2 engineering, Myrtle Beach projects along White and Akeline avenues, and we purchased some wildfire equipment for Horry County Fire Rescue in the amount of $314,428.82. We did acquire a buyout property with our own funds, and they contributed, our HUD funding contributed to planning and admin costs, that's staff salaries, to the tune of $340,000. We assisted 98 homeless people through our Emergency Solution Grants program. We completed 14 total homeowner new construction units, or either completed or are in progress. We assisted 141 households with tenant-based rental assistance. And so that is really a snapshot of what has happened with our HUD programs this year. And I want to give a special thank you to Michael Dobson for all of his work supporting the CDBG home and ESG programs. He's deputy director, and without him, none of this would have been possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Hansel? Motion to approve?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. I didn't even see Randy sitting there. Okay. A resolution approving and authorizing the county administrator to undertake actions necessary to abate certain unfit dwellings within the unincorporated areas of Horry County. Mr. Randy Holiday.
Thank you. In 2017, County Council adopted an ordinance setting out procedures consistent with South Carolina law and due process concerns that allow the county to declare certain properties unfit for human habitation, work with the owners to try to get those remediated, repaired, and ultimately, if the property owner does not take those steps, allows the, at the end of the proceedings, it would allow the county to enter onto private property and actually demolish those properties. This is the 8th round. The county has undertaken these actions against approximately 90 properties in the past, been very successful. This is just the most recent list of properties that are on that are suggested for this particular program at this time.
Anybody have any questions?
How have we been getting refunded or collection? Put a lien on the property, and has that been successful in any of them? Or?
It has been successful. We've collected, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but we've collected. Generally speaking, once the properties go into this, the owners find that it's more cost effective for them to undertake the demolition or repair themselves rather than have the county perform it. And also what we see is it creates a secondary real estate market where developers or investors will come in and purchase those properties from the owners and then do the work themselves. So we don't actually perform a ton of demolitions, but we have done that, I would probably say, maybe 15 to 20 homes, and we have been reimbursed on most of those at this point.
Okay. Any questions? All right, all in favor? I'll take a motion to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And now we will move on to our community benefit fund requests. Ms. Ashley Carroll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We've got about 4 here today. I'll start with the first one. It's for Loris High School Football Parents Club. Funds will be used to purchase equipment, provide player packs, and provide food before and after the games and practices. It's a total of $5,000 from Districts 4, 9, and 10. The next one is for Long Bay Youth Enrichment Center. Funds will be used to assist with their after-school program. It's going to be $500 from District 9. Carolina Forest, middle of the road. Funds will be used to maintain 8 medians along Carolina Forest Boulevard. It's $3,000 from District 3. And the final one is going to be Green Sea Floyd's Recreation. Funds will be used to assist the 15 and under softball team with travel costs to the Dixie World Series. It's going to be $10,000 from Districts 9, 10, and the chairman.
Any questions? Motion to approve.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, we will move on to actions pertaining to the Higher Education Commission. Number 1, or letter A, calling for a public hearing to be held upon the question of the issuance of not exceeding $7.1 million of general obligation bonds. Sorry. Let's go back. Not exceeding $7.1 million of general obligation bonds of the Horry County Higher Education Commission, South Carolina, providing for the publication of the notice of such public hearing and other matters relating thereto. Mr. Gary Pope will be presenting on this today. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
No worries. Gary Pope, I represent the Horry County Higher Education Commission. Thank you for having us here today. The commission operates in order to support higher education in Horry County, and they have an opportunity to purchase 32 acres that is adjacent to Coastal Carolina University. The chairwoman can speak to the particulars of the real estate transaction, but what my role here as their bond counsel is to make sure the appropriate procedure is followed, and entities like Horry County Higher Education Commission require the approval of a elected county council in order to issue general obligation bonds. And the process is exactly as you said. There'd be a resolution, a public hearing after 3 notices, an ordinance if county council sees fit, several more notices after that, and then we would proceed to issue the bonds. Currently, they're looking at a range of maturities from maybe 5 to 15 years, but we sort of divided 10 years as what we're anticipating, and this would be done within the current millage that's imposed, 0.6 mils that's imposed on behalf of the commission.
Okay. Would you mind speaking a little bit to the real estate transaction?
Yes. I'm Melissa Welch, and I am the current chair of the Horry County Higher Education Commission.
Thank you.
I did yesterday send a letter to each councilman, just kind of explaining where we're at with this. I'm sure that, as most of you aware, we're here. We just completed our 60th year as the commission, and we're here to support Coastal in all of its needs for academic programs, scholarships. We provide just under $500,000 a year to scholarships to Horry County high school graduates that attend their freshman year or throughout their time at Coastal. We also do about $200,000 a year in different academic programs and enhancements that we use to help better the school. Currently, what we were looking at is we had a bond in 2013, which will mature this February coming up, and we were looking at different ways what to do with that money once it becomes available for us, what we could do to help Coastal. When we met with administration and went over like the master plan and different things, the one thing that Coastal truly faces is expansion availability. Land, as we all know, God's not making any more of it, and Coastal is pretty much landlocked all the way around. There's only one kind of area here, which is what we're seeking, of undeveloped property that borders Coastal or some property that the commission does currently have. Of course, Coastal's been in talks forever with different landowners around about their willingness to sell. It's either not, currently they weren't doing it, or if they were, Coastal and the commission was not at a point to be able to purchase that property. We met with property owners. They contacted us, let us know they wanted to sell some property that like borders us. It's actually 3 parcels. One parcel would be a division of that parcel. It has some frontage on Cox Ferry. The back borders us. It's a total of about 49 acres. We're looking at the back 13 that borders us. There's a piece about 7 acres, and then another 11-acre property that all connect that would be accessible to Coastal for future expansion. So we negotiated a lot with the with the landowners to talk about it, and we looked at other properties around and what they're valued at, and felt we came to a reasonable offer for the seller as well as what we feel comfortable with. And as Mr. Pope mentioned, currently our millage had been at 0.7, it's now at 0.6, but that doesn't change the income that we take in. And we are comfortable that we will be able to fulfill that obligation along with the other obligations that we do provide for Coastal in the support.
Was there an appraisal done on that?
I mentioned in my letter at the time we discussed it, we at the time did not seek an appraisal. Like I said, in it, that we will be more than happy to seek one for the council. If that's what you would like. I know that we've looked at, we've got a couple of real estate people on the commission, as well as Coastal helped us investigate. We pulled different land assessments for neighboring properties. That adjacent to this parcel, as well as a current MLS listings for properties around it. And this property, I know it was a question of what its currently tax assessor has it assessed as. It is assessed as farmland, which all of us know a fair market of farmland is much less than a fair market of like business or, residential property as it's assessed with a tax officer. But we felt that it was a fair offer for them with what they could obtain from another buyer. And the thing is, it's kind of being when you're buying the last of something, we all know that, of course, we would love to get a bargain on it.
Yeah.
We would love to get a bargain on it, but, we feel comfortable with the number that we were able to negotiate with them with what they could get from someone else to develop it and not have that opportunity to expand in the future. I stated in some of the information I sent to y'all, currently, Coastal, we exceeded 11,300 students this past year. If we don't add one more student to that number, we can't accommodate, I say we, but as Coastal, we can't accommodate what we currently have. 2 years ago, we had to stop rolling admission. We had to give a deadline so that we would know who was coming so that we could adequately find classroom locations, to be able to schedule course selections, and to bed those students. We only have 5,300 beds, and for the past few years, they've had to seek, renting property from the adjacent apartment complexes to be able to put some of our students in. They require a place to, have a dorm room to live while they're attending Coastal.
So is there an intended use for these parcels?
Well, right
once
now,
they're
we just
purchased?
got a new president.
Yeah,
You know, he's just had been with us quite a month. And with any president, different things change about what, you know, they look for in their growth. Like, of course, we have a master plan of what we want coastal to be, which is what coastal works on. But at this time, it's more of us being, for better use, is like a place card, like to have the land there ready to go
Yeah.
when coastal is ready to, you know, if, like I said, if they came up with a plan in 3 years, coastal at that time would pay off what bond we have on it. They would take possession on the land and move forward to what the decisions they would make. As a commission, our funds are only available to academic purposes. We do not fund anything that's athletic or any of that. We only fund things that will academically provide to the success of coastal.
Student housing included?
Student housing, it is, if they, depending on the plan they kind of bring to us with it. I mean, it's not something, a lot of times the foundation handles that, because the foundation, they do that, they acquire properties or try to help with the planning of that. But if it came to, that we would have to do housing, I mean, you know, if they came to us with that much needing it, that would be something we would definitely, you know, communicate with them and pursue about having to contribute to that, if that was.
Is there a, asking a lot of questions.
No.
Is there a contract signed on this land?
We do have a contract signed. We do have an opt-out. We have an opt-out during any time of the due diligence that either we can't acquire the funding, I mean, you know, with the bond, or if there's any reason that the land is not usable by future use of coastal for whatever they would want.
Are there any appraisal contingencies in your contract?
There is not.
Okay. As a real estate attorney myself in my day job,
Yes.
and I think Mr. Aldi would agree with me, I think an appraisal would be advisable.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, we have no problem pursuing it at the time when we looked at it. And I grew up in a family
Yeah.
of a lot of land acquisitions,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I just don't want to see y'all
No, no,
paying
no,
more for
exactly.
land than it's actually.
Oh, no, and that's perfectly fine, and I understand that. Like I said, we're kind of sitting this thing is when you look at it, it's a thing of, he can get, you know, they can get that price from a developer. And.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or
yeah.
more.
A
but-
lot of it goes into it, like what is it, zoned, and, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
Right, and I completely understand all that, and it's just, I mean, like I said, if the council would like for us to see.
I'm
the
not
appraisal,
suggesting
we
that it's
can.
not worth $7.1 million, I just
Well,
want to make sure,
yes,
yeah.
right, and I get it, and the 7.1 is true that like about, it's 6.895 is the total for the land purchase itself. They put a bumper in for about 200,000 just to cover anything else we might need as far as, we will do a phase one, you know, due diligence to, we have some environmental studies, but to, you know, see how far back those go. Any of those things that we would need to do, that extra 200 was more of a bumper there for any additional costs that we might not even need that complete amount, but.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve. All in favor? Okay, and then next action item is an ordinance finding that the Horry County Higher Education Commission, South Carolina, may issue not exceeding $7.1 million of general obligation bonds and to provide for the publication of notice of the said finding and authorization. I'm not sure that we need Mr. Pope or anybody to come back up unless he'd like to.
No.
Okay.
Personally, I do.
All right, entertain a motion to approve. Second? All in favor? Okay, that passes. All right, actions pertaining to Coastal Carolina baseball team, a resolution honoring the 2025 Coastal Carolina University baseball team. I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, all in favor? All right, we will move this on to council. Attachments are for information only, if anybody'd like to take a look through those. Any old business today? I do not think we have an executive session, is that correct? Okay, then I will, our next meeting date will be September 23rd, 2025, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn. All right, thank you. Meeting is adjourned.